do you think the best way or one of the ways to address some of the challenges of online consciousness raising and things like that?
So in trying to address some of the limitations of online consciousness raising, I think continues to be for us combining it with the face-to-face blogger meetings. So there's that system of support. I think it's focusing heavily on valuable substantive commenting, discussion of commenting, and then I also think it's making sure there's a mechanism or process for continued conversation and reflection on blog posts that have already happened, right? As opposed to always being thinking about, well, what am I going to post about next? Coming back to, what was it about this post that I was comfortable with or not comfortable with?
I agree, like the face-to-face is really a great opportunity for us to come back and, decompress about that week of, I really can't get behind this, or I'm really off for it. But also, we have the opportunity to go to different events that might challenge our own feminisms and things like that on campus. We went to talking about surrogacy in India. And after that, we sat down and we talked and well, where do you stand on this and how do you feel? And we got into a heated discussion that we didn't necessarily end up on the same page, but at least we were reading from the same book. Mm-hmm. And, we were really oh, I completely understand your point. You changed my mind in this aspect, but I'm still holding on to, page 5. But I'll look at your page 3. So it's really amazing in that regard. And also, responses via the blog. We had a couple of blog posts about Miley Cyrus at the MTV Awards. We've had a couple about Beyonce at the Grammys, and they don't necessarily take the same stance on it. And being able to see both sides or to read both of them gives me the opportunity to really sit down and think, okay, which one do I agree with? Which side do I think has more pull? Or just being able to see both sides is, I think, a great opportunity in one space. And it also gives the idea that, there doesn't necessarily have to be hard and fast in feminism. We can have these different ideals and yet still promote the basic core of equality.
So one of the things I love about the student blog is that it's a collective. And so with that, you get a range of voices, all in conversation with each other, all on one blog. And I think it really highlights where feminism is right now, with so many diverse voices being part of the movement and part of the conversation. And I think it also brings to light a core value of feminism, which is let our differences be heard, right? Let's let them be productive and have conversation about them. And, kind of a firm belief, I think, about for young feminists, which is we don't all have to have the same feminism for this to be an important cause, an important movement, an important opportunity to make change, and so we often will have a number of posts that are on a similar topic, but that have pretty divergent viewpoints, right? And allow for some good conversation about those. I think another way that we can not let the challenges of the digital space sort of silence or discourage us is to recognize that important ideas and statements can be made even in 140 characters on Twitter. I know that last year when we brought a documentary filmmaker to campus, Jennifer Baumgartner, to screen her documentary, It Was Rape, it was something I wanted to make students aware of, but not necessarily something I felt really comfortable bringing up in class. And so live tweeting the event and having members of Shout Out there to also go back and share that in different digital spaces, I think, again, brings visibility to important women's and feminist issues on campus. And so even in 140 characters, you can say some pretty powerful things and make people aware of issues that are tough to talk about in the face-to-face or approach people with. Katrina, thank you so much for being here with me today to talk about consciousness raising in the digital space and feminist blogging.
Thank you for having me. Being an editor for Shout Out has been one of the greatest college experiences I've had, and it was just a really great time.
Thanks.